Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we are going to talk about soil fertility and pest management. So let's get started. So in this we'll start off with IPNS or Integrated Pest and Nutritional System, and we'll talk about what it is and why it is made for. So IPS is Integrated Pest and Nutrition System. So it's a pest management system combined with nutrient management where soil fertility is improved. Also, it involves judicious and optimized use of sources of nutrients such as organic, inorganic, biofertilizers applied to the soil so that the crop growth is enhanced and better yield with quality product is obtained. Also, in nutrient management, plant nutrient supply is maintained at an optimum level to sustain the desired crop productivity. Also, while fertilizer misuse can contribute to environmental contamination, it is often an indispensable source of nutrients required for plant growth and production. So previously we talked about integrated pest management, but this is a step ahead. In this we'll talk about the pest management system along with nutritional systems to maintain the soil fertility at the same time. So moving on with that. So what are its aim? What are its objectives of this system? So the integrated nutritional management aims on the enhancement of availability of applied as well as native soil nutrient to the crop. Also, it provides balanced nutrition to the crop despite being supplied with sufficient nutrients. Through chemical fertilizers, some crops cannot support high productivity. Also, it synchronizes the nutrient demand and supply. Increasing use of chemical fertilizers to increase the production of food is fast becoming a matter of concern, and it also needs to improve poor fertilizer nitrogen use efficiency. So overall, as you can see, so it basically replaces the use of chemical fertilizer with something biological or using some bio related resources or something that is obtained naturally from the soil or with the help of microorganisms, and not of use of biofertilizers. Not of use of chemical fertilizers. So more this, so it improves and sustains the physical and chemical biological functioning of soil. Also, it minimizes the deterioration of soil, water, and ecosystem. It helps in the physical health of the soil when it deteriorates as a result of long-term use of chemical fertilizers. Also, preventing nutrient leaching to lower ground layers, and excess nitrogen use leads to groundwater and environmental pollution. Also harbors nitrogen fixing bacteria and fix atmospheric nitrogen. Also promotes activity of soil microorganisms in production of delayed organic matter such as humus. So humus is a very much related biofertilizer that is used nowadays in spite of or in place of the chemical fertilizers, because definitely it provides a lot many nutrients than the chemical fertilizers. It prevents leaching and it gives the soil slow flow of nutrients so that it can persist for a longer time, and not like the chemical fertilizers which provides a high flow of nutrients but it lasts for a very shorter time. Also, chemical fertilizers are toxic in nature due to the some of the inorganic compounds present in it, whereas these biofertilizers are not at all toxic, whereas it helps in the upgradation of soil and maintain the aridity. So with this, so talking about the components of integrated nutrition management system. So some of its components are fertilizers, manures, compost, vermicompost, crop residues, biofertilizers. So as you can see in this picture, so there are two types. That is, if I demarcate it like this. So this is the feeding the plant and this is the feeding the soil. So feeding the plant is mainly use of chemical fertilizers which just feeds the plant for its growth and its availability in the long term. Whereas feeding the soil happens through feeding organic fertilizers or biofertilizers which help the soil to aerate so that the plant grows well. Whereas, so you can understand that there's a clear difference between these two. So the chemical fertilizer does not provide much nutrients to the soil, whereas just helps the plant to remain microbes free, toxic, remain non-toxic, so that it just helps in the growth. But definitely organic fertilizers helps in the soil aeration so that the rhizobium bacteria or the rhizobacteria present in the soil helps the plant for a better nutritional activity and so that it can persist for a longer time. So we'll understand more of this in the short while. So this, so as you can see, So there are two components of fertilizers. This is the inorganic fertilizers and this is the organic fertilizers. So there are some of the components of fertilizer as you can see. So the inorganic ones include urea, superphosphate, potassium chloride, pardon. So and the plant fertilizer includes rape cake, soybean oil cake. Animal fertilizers include fish meal, bone manure, and animal manure compost includes waste of cow, pigs, chickens. So these comes under all organic fertilizers. So with this, so let's just talk about in contrast with the two organic and the inorganic ones, how are they two related? So the inorganic ones are more or less chemical substances, whereas the organic ones are complex mixture from animals, humans, and plant residues. Also, the inorganic ones release nutrients more rapidly and last for a very short period, whereas organic ones release nutrients slowly and helps the soil aerate nicely so that the plants can grow properly. Also, inorganic ones may cause soil damage and it may be applied in high rates too when it is close to the seedlings. And in the organic ones, soil damage is less likely. Also, in the inorganic ones, microbes are absent, absolutely, because of the presence of the inorganic phosphates, which are very much toxic, whereas the organic ones just contains these microbes only. Also, they are highly water soluble, so more likely to be lost through leaching, whereas it does not promote leaching, whereas it is very less chances that it may leach, and it is less water soluble. Also, inorganic ones supply mostly one or two nutrients, whereas organic ones supply lots of nutrients and other micronutrients as well. Also, inorganic fertilizers have generally no effect on physical conditions of the soil, whereas organic fertilizers have improved soil physical conditions. Also, inorganic ones applied to crop as foliar spray, and there is no scope for foliar spray, it may be applied directly. Also, the inorganic ones split doses of sodium, phosphorus, and potassium applied, whereas the split doses does not occur in an organic fertilizer. But it doesn't really matter because the plant receives adequate amount of optimum amount of nutrition from the organic fertilizers. Also, the inorganic fertilizers, it provides scope for fixation of nutrients in the soil complex, whereas in the organic fertilizer there is no scope for such fixation. So these are some of the differences as you can see. On with this. So talking about the biofertilizers, so what are these? So biofertilizers can be of many types. Alright, so we'll talk about some of these. So these include the preparation containing living or latent cells of efficient strains of microorganisms that help crop plants to take up nutrients from the soil by interaction with the rhizosphere. Also, application of biosphere increases mineral and water uptake, root development, vegetative growth, nitrogen fixation as well. They liberate growth promoting substances and vitamins that help maintain soil fertility. Also, they improve soil physical properties, tilth, and soil health. And they suppress the incidence of pathogens and control diseases. So these are all the same properties that we expect from an organic fertilizer or a biofertilizers, which are all the positives we are looking into. But there are certain negatives also, because everything happens with certain positive and negative effects as well. So there are lot many positives other than using inorganic ones. So biofertilizers are very much helpful. So also it increases the crop yield by 10 to 15%, and it is a cheaper, pollution-free and a renewable energy source. So as you can see, the biofertilizers can be classified into nitrogen fixing biofertilizers and phosphorus or phosphorus solubilizing biofertilizers. And under nitrogen fixing biofertilizers, we have rhizobium, NBF for cereals, and phosphate. We have certain no more microorganisms and absorbers we can see. There are some of the classifications. So let's just talk about the limitations. So these fertilizers require special care of storage, alright, and these should be used before the expiry date. So these are some general limitation that applies to every fertilizer. And also biofertilizer are not very useful in the dry or hot soil. So this is a drawback of using a biofertilizer. It has low density of nutrients and it requires skill in production and application. So not everybody is familiar with biofertilizers because it requires certain amount of skill in production and application, and that is not very much present in everyone. So they need to adapt to it slowly and steadily. So these are some of the points of limitations for biofertilizers. So here we come to the effect of pesticides on soil microbes. So let's just keep this video till here. I'll be back with another video starting from this slide, as you can see, or this picture as you can see on the screen. So stay tuned, and if you like the video, please give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.